Hi, guys. Welcome to the Filmmakers Hangout Podcast. I am Brandon Fiscus, your host, and next to me is my co-host.
I'm Landon.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Chill.
Okay. If you didn't understand that was Landon.
Hi.
And our guest in the studio for our second episode is Chance. Chance, introduce yourself.
My name is Chance Guida. I'm a cinematographer, photographer. Yeah, that's me.
All right. Filmmaker. Yeah. So, Chance, you said you're a cinematographer. Can you educate our viewers, our listeners, in what that actually means on a film set? Or at least what it means to you?
Oh, jeez. If you live under a rock, I guess. I feel like most people know what a cinematographer is, but it's basically the person in charge of all the visuals of a movie, in charge of the camera department, the lighting, all that good stuff. So,
the painting of the palette.
Yeah.
The canvas, not the palette. The palette's what you put the paint on.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's basically what I do. Is I shoot movies. I basically just paint images through a camera lens. So
now, I did give you a shout out in our last episode for the movie that we created together, The Visit.
Oh yeah.
If you have not seen that, we will share it very soon. I promise. That just proves to you what painting of the canvas means. The lighting, everything. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Other than The Visit, okay, because obviously we're very, attached to that movie for all the reasons.
Right.
Other than The Visit, what is a project that you've worked on as cinematographer or anything really that really stands out to you that you're very proud of?
As a cinematographer, I don't think it's my best work, but as a filmmaker, I think because I was the cinematographer and the editor, I think Nervous Records is a big one for me. I think that the magnitude of that project was just so big, I can't not be proud of that one. But as a cinematographer, I think The Farm is a really good one. I was working with basically just me as the crew. There were some times we had some extra hands, but for the most part, that was just me setting up the lights, camera, and all that. So there's scenes in there that I'm not too proud of when it comes to the visual look of it, but I think some of my favorite shots come from that movie. And then Pigface 3, which we just finished shooting a few weeks ago. I really like how that looks. I love how that looks.
I'm so excited for The Farm. I can't wait.
Yep, September 29th.
We get to see it at the Flatwater Film Festival. It's shutting down the festival, basically, the last day of Sunday. So
woohoo! We're hoping.
Not shutting down the festival, but closing the festival, basically, yes. Mm-hmm. So a lot of those people that worked with you on that, Caden Bai being one, we both got to work with him in multiple different projects and things. What are some of the people that you like to keep collaborating with, and why do you think you work so well with those individuals? You don't have to name names if you don't want to. I understand.
I mean, honestly, I just try to find people that match my passion. If I recognize that you have the same drive as me and you have the same love for the art, that kind of makes me want to work with you more. So, for an example, Christian J. Velas, love the dude. Think he's a fantastic actor. Any chance I get to cast him or work with him, I'm gonna, because I mean, he just has the drive. He has the passion. I think same thing with Caden and even you guys. You you guys are here doing this podcast and all that.
Thanks, man.
But I think it for one, is mainly about the drive. I think somebody's passion and drive is one of the most important things when deciding who to work on, or who to work with. But also like skill, if I'm gonna be honest. I hate to say this, but there's a lot of people in well, not even just in this community, but in the world that just don't necessarily have the right skills for what they want to do, and I can't afford to put something that I'm working on at stake because somebody just doesn't have what it takes. Like, I know that sounds rude, but I mean, it is what it is.
You want to have the best product for what you want.
And
Yeah.
we get that. And, we spoke last episode with Steve about, trying to, learn and educate on a set and things like that as much as possible. But we also understand that, being independent filmmakers ourselves and, typically putting our own wallet on the line, time and money is a big thing. And not every single production can be a learning experience.
Right.
So you don't want to necessarily waste that time and effort on the project, having to wait every 5 seconds, teach somebody something, which I completely understand that. So you want to bring everybody on board that they know what they're doing. So then there's less of the whole, well, what about this? Well, not the collaboration aspect, but the learning aspect of it. But it doesn't mean that those individuals still aren't learning though from each other or just from that project itself.
For me, like, it's easier to just go over, move the light to the way that I need it, and go back and check the camera than to left, no, right. Can you move it up? Actually, now turn the intensity down. Like it's like if I have the time to do it, I'm gonna.
And that's how I can tell you don't have children.
I'm also, well, I guess there's a lot of people my age that have kids,
but yeah, there's something to be said. Like having kids really set me up for set life in a weird way because I'm used to like, hey, can you move that?
Yeah.
Move that over, please.
Yeah, and
so I have no problem asking for help.
it's something that I always need to remind myself, like, okay, I have people to do that for me.
Right.
Like, let's not do that because I have somebody to do that. So.
Well, and I think there's a process too that, like, some of us, not all of us, but most of us independent filmmakers, we all started out where we were everything. We were every single crew member, sometimes even the cast at the same time. So we've had to learn how to step back and realize, oh no, that's why we have a gaffer on set.
Yeah.
That's what the PAs are for. So we need to stop doing all their jobs and let them do their position on the set.
Yeah, and I still have a hard time just telling people what to do. If I'm going to be honest, I feel so, like, rude. Even though, like, I'm in charge of them and they work under me, still feels weird telling people what to do, especially if they're older than me.
I think, if I can give you an opinion, I think it's because you're more of a collaborator and not a dictator.
I try to be.
It's more of a, hey, how do you guys want to do this? Rather than, no.
Yeah.
Here's your mark. Hit your mark. You're not hitting your mark. Take 5E. Take 58, all that kind of thing. So and we all know different, directors and filmmakers that can be that way, so.
There was this shot on the farm that we were shooting this scene, and it was the final shot.
Spoiler warning.
No, not really.
Okay.
We got done shooting this scene. I was telling Caden and the cast, hey, I really want to get this shot. This is what I'm imagining. Like, let's try it. And I ran it one time, and the actors weren't really hitting their marks. And so then we ran it again, even after I tried to tell them, like, what I needed from them, still off their marks. After that day, I didn't think Caden was going to use that shot. He ended up using that shot in the scene, even though it's not as I wanted it in my head. He still ended up using it because he clearly liked it. But everybody, when I was like trying to get them to do the shot, like, was just like, either they didn't know what I was trying to achieve, So it could have been a thing where I need to like describe what I'm trying to do better, or what. But after that second take, I was like, you know what? It doesn't seem like Caden's interested. It doesn't seem like anybody else is interested in this shot, so I'll just let it be. He ended up using it in the final cut, and I'm like, okay, well,
you never know.
And it's
speaking of that, you're kind of like touching on communication and listening and things like that, which we spoke with Steve. He's an actor and acting coach and things like that in our last episode, and he said a big thing is listening and all that kind of stuff. And we mentioned about how we never really considered ourselves actors for a long time. We more were filmmakers behind the scenes, even though we get in front of the camera more than most. You know, would you ever think of maybe doing that yourself? Like maybe taking an acting class, maybe from Steve, and just to kind of get your, not to be an actor, but maybe get into the headspace of maybe knowing a better version of yourself of how to communicate to actors? Do you think that would benefit you maybe?
I mean, I'm not going to say no, but I do feel as if like working as a cinematographer or any other position on set really helps you learn any position. So like for an example, like, I mean, I've worked as a cinematographer on a bunch of projects, and every single time, or not every single time, but a lot of the times I've worked with a bunch of different directors, a bunch of different actors, and I don't just kind of like turn a blind eye to all that when I'm on set.
Right.
Like I still pay attention to how certain people are talking to actors, or how, you know, I pay attention to that dynamic very closely. Even though it doesn't seem like I am, I'm picking up on a lot of things. So I would say like, well, yes, like taking an acting class would be beneficial. I do think like just being on set and just observing is also a good way of...
Being on set is always the only way to really fully learn anything.
Yeah.
But if we had to augment and go offset, classes, they are what they are, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, I believe you're still in some courses randomly, aren't you?
So I'm actually just trying to get a degree in what I've been doing, just so I have something on paper to say.
So you're kind of doing what I'm doing, just earlier in life. So I started on set and then decided to go to college later, just to say, oh no, I actually do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I honestly last year I enrolled for psychology, but I ended up going back to film and all that, because I just couldn't give up on that.
And that's something to be said, though, is psychology, it can wrap in every possible way of life, but even in film in different ways, especially as a cinematographer, it kind of gives you a different leg up on the competition to tell a story differently.
Yeah. To really I think it is extremely beneficial for filmmakers to understand, just take a basic psychology class. There's so much to benefit from that as a filmmaker. Your whole job as a filmmaker is to manipulate the audience's like emotions and feelings. Right. So you need to know how people think and feel before you like tell them how to think and feel.
Right.
So I truly think that it's I forgot what his name was, but he was the cinematographer for The Godfather. He said something along the lines of a cinematographer is a visual psychiatrist, and ever since then I just haven't forgotten that that quote.
So what is your favorite way of bringing in your philosophy of psychology and things like that to paint that picture? Is it change from film to film, scene to scene, depending on if there's more actors than one?
I think for one, you gotta acknowledge the tone of the movie before you even start shooting, and then you kind of it's like a pyramid in a way. Like you have the tone of the movie, and then you have the scenes. So like the tone of the movie has the baseline tone of the movie, but then each scene has their own tone and feeling separate from the tone of the movie. So that's kind of what I did with the farm. Was me and Caden first we decided like the color palette and the LUTs that we were going to use when shooting, and from there I went and decided the looks of things based off of like the subject matter of the scene. So I'm constantly thinking about like what's going on in the characters' heads, like where's the practical light, and like how can we shape that to give it the tone that we're going for. Like in here, for an example, I mean, we have these overhead lights. If we were trying to shoot like a very dramatic scene in here with these lights, it just wouldn't work. Wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't give you that feeling in your stomach or your chest when you're watching it.
We'll make one flicker.
That could work. But like I remember when we got done with the visit, I was talking about the shot of him standing at the top of the staircase.
Yes.
And how I don't really want to spoil the visit.
It's been out for a while.
Yeah, it came out a year ago, guys. It's all good.
But the lighting on Walter's face was very split, right? Yes. And the shadow side looked very much like a skeleton on his face. Yeah. And then the light side was just lighting up his face in general. But based off of the subject matter of his wife dying, that's the lighting and the shot just like...
It's the duality of him living his life, but also having to deal with the death that's in there. It was very symbolic, and it worked well. And you were talking about how it's like that pyramid where the tonality of the main film, but then each scene has its own connective tissue, but its own tone as well. Like using The Visit as an example, again, for those who didn't watch the first episode or listen to the first episode, Chance and I created this film with a good friend actor of ours, Walter Shatley, and I portrayed Santa Claus in this movie, and it has a good message, a good thing, but there's some teary moments in this movie. And the great thing is the full tonality was, in my, we really haven't really overly discussed it, but I think it was love.
Yeah.
It was love in all forms. And then there's what form does that love take? So like at the very, very beginning of the movie, I'm going to try to do this without spoiling it too. But at the very beginning of the movie, when we first see Walter's character and his daughter, love takes kind of an angry tone, even though there's still love there, But then in the daughter, it's a little hopeful. Yeah. But it's still love, But then moving on, when my character Santa shows up, it's the hope again, but in a magical sense. Yeah. A more worldly understanding that you're not alone in this, buddy, And I think it's that awesome connective tissue that you were able to bring the tone is love, but then we're not losing that tone in everything. It's just a different version of how do we show love in this scene. And I absolutely love that. If you can't tell, we're a little biased, but we're in love with the movie The Visit.
It's a good movie, man.
Our movie, The Visit. There is another movie, The Visit, out there that's not our movie.
Yeah, no.
At all. Not at all.
I haven't seen it, but I just know ours is way better.
I don't know about that.
Ours isn't on HBO Max.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Get it there, man. Come on. You've been slacking.
I wish.
We'll have to try. Anybody got their number for the CEO?
Make a 3-hour version. Let's get it there.
Honestly, if they started putting short films on streaming services, and that would be amazing.
It'd be pretty cool. It would be an avenue for not just them, but even just us filmmakers that don't necessarily have our foot in the door as much as some other people might.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
What's your favorite dinosaur? There's several wrong answers. I hope you know that.
Wow. Welcome to the kids' table with Landon.
I'm just gonna say it for the meme. A Lickalotopus.
I don't know what that is.
It's not a real dinosaur.
You do, but you don't.
It's not a real dinosaur.
All right. Well, I was gonna say Triceratops.
Oh boy.
Who was honestly big or Littlefoot? Littlefoot the long neck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Man.
let's say that.
The Brachiosaurus or Bronchosaur, Broniosaur.
I don't know. I don't know what he was.
Brontosaurus.
The Lobrontosaurus.
He's just a long neck.
Yeah.
Dinosaur. Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Yeah. The speaking of one of those dinosaurs, the Jurassic Park, when you see the silhouette of that dinosaur specific with the fire behind it in the Jurassic Park world.
Yeah.
The one it was? Jurassic World?
Yeah.
That hurt because all it brought to me back was, oh, the sneezing dinosaur's dead.
But also, you don't hear anything other than
Yeah.
from the dinosaur.
Yeah.
All right.
It made me cry, dude. Damn.
He's crying, so we gotta cry.
Yeah,
it's like
man.
the cow of the dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, man.
You know, and speaking of Jurassic Park, there, the scene where they're in the kitchen and they're hiding behind the.
Yeah.
We
The
did
kids.
something very similar in the farm, and I think
Oh, there's a velociraptor in the farm, guys.
there is. There's a velociraptor, and his name is Mitch
Oh,
or
crap.
Richard, I guess.
I know who Mitch is.
I
He's
love
kind
Mitch.
of a badass.
He's cool. Super
but-
dope mustache.
But Mitch, if you see and listen to this, Daddy's talking.
He doesn't have a mustache
right.
in the farm.
Yeah, he does.
He had one at one point. I don't care. It looked amazing.
It's true. He would have fit into the 60s porn scene very well.
Mitch,
Love you, Mitch.
we love you.
We do. We really do.
Let's move on.
But anyhow, we just went on a tangent there. He's messing with our set. Now, continuity and props are never going to be the same. You were a cinematographer, sir. How do you know and not know? No, I'm kidding. Anyhow,
All right.
is there any upcoming projects that you got going on or things that you're looking forward to, like the Flatwater Film Festival and all the films that are there and things?
Yeah, I mean the Flatwater Film Festival I love every year. Every year it's been a thing I've gone. I just love it. I love the sense of community that film festival brings. And I love the fact that anybody can really get a movie into Flatwater, and it just, brings all the filmmakers to one place, and we could all just hang out.
It feels very homey, like Christmas almost.
I
Yeah.
like how he brought it back to the Hangout, though. That's awesome. Now, what do you think of them introducing their 48 this year?
I thought that was
48
fun.
Challenge.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun. I'm glad they did it because it just adds another opportunity for filmmakers in Nebraska to flex their muscles. So I'm really happy that they did it.
Wasn't it kind of your idea a little bit?
I was gonna
You're gonna go there.
I wasn't gonna go there, but,
We brought it up, so now we can.
but yeah, I mean, I definitely had some sway
Say so.
in that.
Mentioning.
But I didn't have any sway in
If they did or not.
yeah. I just was like, hey, you should do this, and then Josh was like,
He planted a seed.
yeah, yeah. I'm a
Johnny Apple Film Seed.
He's Mr. Idea guy.
I'm a botanist.
Sure. I don't know what that
He's like,
means.
sure.
I don't know what that means. Isn't
It's
that
like- it's
trims
like a-
trees?
It's a plant scientist.
Go back to school.
I am in school. I'm in college, man. I'm in debt.
So
Okay,
we're
watch The Martian.
talking about, yes, The Martian.
Never seen
Potatoes. Potatoes. Yes, there's a joke there. If you've seen The Martian, you get it. But anyhow, we've been touting the Flatwater. Do you have anything in off or the 48 for off?
No, I was working that weekend, so I didn't do the 48-hour.
Are you
And-
gonna go?
When is that?
Viewing?
I think it's what, next weekend?
19,
Something like that?
If I
don't.
actually,
Look
I
it
think
up. Look
I
it
do
up.
have-
Look it up to verify.
I'm sorry, Mark.
I mean, if I
Also,
have,
we don't know when this episode's coming out, so it
could
might
have
have already
already
been done.
could have already happened.
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't have anything going on, then yeah, probably. I always try to go to things like that if I have time. Do I have anything in off? I'm still working on that. So I have something that I'm planning on submitting, but I need to finish editing it.
Gotcha.
So
It's on September 19th, next Thursday.
Okay.
So
Very good.
literally 7 days from now.
Yeah.
7 days.
Yeah. So this episode is probably way after that.
Way after. Dang.
Well, at least 2 weeks.
We're time traveling
At
now.
least.
Don't get him on that. Please don't. Please don't.
Time travel.
Stop.
Space. Wormholes.
Keith Urban.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Brett Favre. Family Guy friends will know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Family Guy fans.
Yes. So, Landon, do you have any more kids' table questions?
I can pull some up. Why not? I mean, we're here.
While you're doing that, is there a project in your back pocket that you're just waiting for the right time, money, location, just in general, that you know you just can't make right now, but if and when you're gonna do it?
Yes and no. I still do have like some concepts of ideas.
Okay.
I have a concept of a plan. Sorry, that was relevant. I'm sorry.
Oh, I get it. Trust me, I get it. There may be inside jokes in this episode. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure most people get that if they watched a certain
Exactly.
something on live television.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I right now I have a lot of editing I gotta do. I have like 3 things that I need to work on editing. One is a feature, one is a short, and then I need to fix up some things with Nervous Records.
You're
So
a busy man.
Unfortunately.
And you got school and work, man. How you balance that?
how do I balance that?
Yeah, how do you balance that?
Yeah, no sleep.
No sleep.
No sleep.
You got little bags, I can see.
No, I mean, I feel as if I can rest like later. I don't.
The edit's done. It's rendering. I'll take a nap now.
Yeah, like I mean, like
And then you wake up 4 hours later, it crashed 10% in.
the thing is when I get to the point where I need, or when I get to the point where I want to be, I'll be making enough money to where I can actually rest. I can actually take trips. I can actually do that. Right now, I don't need that
You can
because I
make
need
other people
to.
do their jobs.
Just work.
I just need to work, so I can get to where I want to be, so I can actually take those trips, so I can take that time off, so I can do all the things that I want to do. But right now, it's all about work. It's all about trying to just
Get through it.
get through it.
So
Yeah.
on the other side of that, let's say if you get to the where you want, you have the money, you have the budget, you have the go ahead by any studio.
Mm-hmm.
What's a movie or show that you would love to remake yourself?
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to remake anything, but I do have a good show. I have a show idea that I really want to do, and it has to do with okay. So it's kind of like
You want me to start a timer and you can do like a 30-second pitch?
sure, yeah.
Let's get there.
Do.
Where's the stopwatch? Okay. 45 seconds go.
So it's like a mix between like The Sopranos and like Modern Family or fuck, what's that show called? Shameless. It's like that, and it's called The Buglionis, or The Buglionis, right? And it's about this family who's just really strongly Italian and deep in their Italian culture, and they're business owners, all a bunch, every one of them, big family by the way, because they're like Roman Catholics, like Italian Roman Catholics, big families. I know because my family's one of them.
Right.
But it's about them, and everybody just keeps thinking that they're part of the mafia, but they're not. So like everybody just keeps accusing them of being in the mafia because like their businesses keep like going down and going out of business, and then they get another business, and they're like, these are just money laundering schemes. It's like,
So
no.
I have a
it's not.
side character idea for you.
Okay.
It
Based
took
on
him
my
exactly a minute, by the way. I'm very impressed.
late father-in-law.
30 seconds over.
Yeah, it's fine.
My late father-in-law.
Elevators are slow.
He
Right.
had a very certain look to him that if he would have had a Russian accent, I would have believed it.
Yeah.
You know, he had a look that if you wanted him to bust a kneecap, he probably would have never done it. But if I would have said he did, people would have probably believed he did.
Yeah.
You know, he
One look
definitely
at him
had
and he's
that
like, yeah, you got it.
So I think it would be very funny if you have that like poser next door neighbor to that family.
The one that actually is in the mob. So he's just like, what are you doing? You're doing this all wrong.
There's a
But it's not
character.
the Italian mob; it's the Russian mob.
There is a character, one of the sons of Don Buglione. Don Buglione's the father, and he just owns a mattress.
So he's the Don Don.
Yeah,
Don
in a way.
Don.
Well, that's one of the reasons why people think they're in the mafia is because his name's Don. But he owns a mattress store that just sells maybe one mattress a month, and so everybody just thinks it's a money laundering scheme.
I mean, that's what mattress companies are, dude.
He's just
Where
an
you keep
innocent
your money.
business owner, right?
Yeah.
Well, one of the sons of Don, he dresses like a mobster and actually believes that he's in the mob and his family's part of the mob.
Don Jr.
I don't know what his name is exactly, but it could be.
with a bad comb over.
But but he always dresses in a nice suit, and whenever people like accuse them of being in the mob, he's like, "What? No, we're not. What? You crazy?" And he just like acts like he's trying to like play it off as he's not, but like he actually thinks that they're in the mob. So
He's just not looped in.
like I love this idea, and like being Italian,
He's the
like,
guy
I
that
just-
goes to the FBI, and the FBI is like, "Why? You're not doing anything wrong."
Dad just doesn't know how to sell a mattress.
Like I already have like a few episodes lined up. Like they one of the daughters of Don opens a bakery, and the bakery just has a harsh opening. Like first day, like doesn't do too hot. Well, her brother comes in and drops a bag of Coke in the cannoli batter, and so so then somebody comes in, tries the cannoli, gets freaking wired.
Hell yeah.
And then the news comes up, and like there's a line out the door, and like people are talking about the Buglione cannolis. The Buglione.
It's based on a true story called Coca-Cola.
Woohoo! Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Don't sue us.
Yeah.
By the way, Chance's idea, patented. Anybody steals it,
Patented.
you can get
We have the
legal action.
proof right
You can
here.
get legal action.
Thank you.
Go get
Yeah.
'em.
Sopranos 2.
But it's a comedy. It's like It's Always Sunny in The Sopranos. Yeah.
You gonna get Danny DeVito for it?
Oh, heck,
Get him as the dad, dude.
He's Don.
Yeah.
heck yeah. One episode, he gets like stuck in a mattress.
Like, ah.
That'd be great.
Where's your father? Oh, he was in the mattress we just sold.
You went from mattress firm to Wayfair, dude. You can't just sell people.
Whoa.
My
Cut
God.
it out. Cut it out.
All right. Well,
Not editing this episode.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Landon's canceled.
Episode 2. Well, I'll just go home then.
oh man.
So, did you have a kids' table question, Landon, other than your dinosaur?
Hey, man.
Kids table question.
Yeah.
We're sitting at the same table.
Spelled with a Z, by the way, in the notes app. You find a genie. What 4 things are you wishing for? 4.
Exactly.
Because 5 is easy, but 3 is also easy. You got to figure out which one's a 4.
It could be anything.
Yeah, I don't
for
care.
the most part.
This is Aladdin.
for the typical
This is
Aladdin
Aladdin
rules.
This is Aladdin rules of no extra wishes, no wishing for dad, no wishing for love.
Okay, so like money. Like this is the first one, I think.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, money.
I think he's stuck on money.
Yeah, money. Honestly, like money.
Cash,
money.
cash, cash,
Call me
cash, baby.
Scrooge McDuck, dude. I want all that money. I would wish for money 4 times.
As long as you don't jump head first into it, you will break your skull.
Right.
Well, even if I did, that pool would be deep enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to wrap it up here.
Already, man?
Yeah.
Damn,
it goes fast when you're having fun, right?
Damn.
You know? Is there anything that you would like to plug on the way out?
Well, I don't.
Film wise.
Yeah, I mean, you got
dirty man.
Calm down.
you got very vague with when this is coming out, but I would like to say, like, go check out The Farm at Flatwater on September 29th.
Yes.
If this is out before then. It's a really good movie. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. And that's like...
Is that cut or uncut?
That's cut.
Holy
That's cut.
shit.
We cut quite a bit out of that. So watch that. Watch The Visit. Just watch the stuff we do.
Watch
Our
everything.
movies.
All of it. Repeatedly.
Cancel Netflix. Watch our stuff.
Please.
Just don't be like the guy in the beginning of Lil Nicky, where he's sitting in the tree. You know, don't watch that. I mean, watch Little Nicky because it's a good movie, but don't be like. Don't watch other people.
Watch our stuff.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Don't be George McFly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beginning of Back to the Future, George McFly.
Woo.
End of the Back to the Future movie, George McFly. Stand up for your loved ones.
Hell yeah.
We just totally went down a rabbit hole. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And that was Chance Guida. This is the Filmmakers Hangout Podcast. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Chance, for joining us. You're always welcome back, obviously.
Of course.
We'll see you again
Yeah.
soon.
Bye-bye.